Welcome to the rebuilding of the Ottoman Empire. Let's go. Hey everyone, my name is Simsy. How you all doing? Welcome to my Ottoman Empire campaign on the Great War mod for Napoleon Total War. The main objective of this video is to rebuild the Ottoman Empire to its historic height and liberate the Crimean Tatars. So I hope you all enjoy. Let's go. Alrighty, welcome to the campaign map. Now, the Ottoman Empire is quite tricky in Napoleon Total War due to the map, as we only start off with one settlement, being Istanbul. I guess it kind of reflects Turkey's economic and military situation at this time. It's going to be tough. We want to not be the Sickman of Europe anymore. So here is our faction leader. We're going to start making plans and preparations to mobilize the Ottoman Empire, and I think starting by invading the Greeks. We've got the Romanians, we've got the Italians, we've got the Russians near us as well. So here are our victory objectives. They actually want me to take Moscow and not actually Vienna. I still want to take Vienna, but we're going to work towards those victory conditions. But we're going to have to spend some time building up, as we literally have no army at this point in time. So instead of going down the Marxist route, I think I want to go down Turkish nationalism, I think is the play. So we're in the corner of the map here. We've got a bunch of trade nodes we can attach onto. We are slowly but surely building up. I think getting a variety of artillery is the best. I think in previous series I was just using, like in the Russian camp, I was using just sort of one piece. It's actually better to use both light and heavy and mix things up, because ones have different fire rates and lengths. So we're going to use a variety of artillery in this series because, as you remember, in the Great War mod, artillery is king. We're going to send our spy plane to Greece just to see what they're currently operating with. And then I guess we make our way into the Balkans. So we're going to have some early wars, and we're already on some of these trade nodes, but we want to try and get on more of them if we can. Alright, so still slowly but surely building up. We've got a bunch of more artillery now, and we're probably strong enough to make our way over into Greece to try and reconquer and colonize them again as they have their independence. Now, we want to bring Athens under Ottoman control once again, and then I guess we push for Belgrade against the Serbs, and then potentially Romania. Okay, it's probably worth getting some cargo ships to get trade going. We obviously are allied to the Central Powers, the Austrians and Germans, so we're probably going to have to betray Austria at one point, because I do actually want Vienna if we can. But we're sort of playing all sides, essentially. Alright, that's now being complete, which is nice. And we're making our way headstrong into Greece. If we can get Athens under our control, we are going to be able to create a choke point in this bottom corner of the map, which is vital. Okay. We're about to cross over now. And we're going to have to declare war, as we are technically trespassing. So they're backed by the Serbs, which is interesting. So will the Ottoman Empire and the Germans stand with us? And they will, as the Turks have declared war upon the Greeks. We've got some more artillery coming as well. Alright. We could do with another general here as well. I do quite like the fez and moustache. The aesthetic we got going in this Turkish campaign. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we're currently near Thessaloniki, and the Greeks have actually moved out an army to try and stop us and potentially delay us. So we might have to fight the Greeks on the field of battle rather than a siege. We're going to move one of these Turkish cargo ships, or rather Ottoman, to some of these trade nodes, and we obviously want to block the Bosphorus as well. We don't want the Russians moving ships through the narrow strait. We want to kind of control them. It looks like they've moved back. Okay, so they're moving some units up to try and delay our push, as once Athens falls, the capital, their sort of regional administration will fall as well. So we'll march and attack this army. It's going to flee. I wonder if that will bring in more Greek forces. And it will as reinforcements. So we'll fight this one here today for the Battle of Athens on the field. Alright, the deployment has now been set up, and let's hammer away with our artillery. The Turks versus the Greeks are back at it again. We've landed an invasion force in Greece. Let's take the peninsula. So I just want to try and soften them up as best we can before they try and close the distance against us. We do have artillery supremacy, and once again in the Great War mod, artillery is king. I would really recommend it over infantry, even cavalry as well. But they're firing back at us. Now this is going to be quite interesting because we're currently fighting two armies split at the moment. So if we can destroy the first one, we're going to have an easier time against the second one. We're doing incredibly well here, but we are taking some casualties as well. The balance of power is in our side, and the longer this battle continues, the more artillery shells and rounds we're going to be able to put into them. I'm currently flanking around the left-hand side with my cavalry here. Hopefully they will be able to catch a Greek contingent and capitulate them, hopefully. It just depends if they get a couple decent volleys off. It looks like the forest and the foliage are actually protecting us quite well, and the majority of the cavalry is going to be able to charge against the Greek infantry. And the Turks on mounted horseback have crushed this unit in one fell swoop. Let's continue down the line. In Napoleon Total War and the Great War mod, as a tip, you are protected from rifle fire and gunfire within trees and shrubbery, so I would recommend it. We're going to try and snipe the Greek general now. We might be able to bring him down here. Okay, they're getting quite close to our front line now. Unfortunately, my cavalry has capitulated, and they're finally moving up. We've just been pushing them back so much, though. Okay. They are incredibly weakened, but they just need to stop this artillery firing them, basically. So that's why they need to push up. But so far, we're really holding against the Greeks. We're taking our time and delaying against them. And now we're actually, in some of them are in rifle range. Alright, boys. Take aim. Fire at will. They're not going to last much longer. Artillery support, and now infantry starting to pepper them as well. But I get from their perspective what they're trying to do. They're just trying to delay and protract the eventual siege of Athens. If we keep this up, we're going to be able to win a solid, glory, and decisive battle. Okay. Just trading rifle fire back and forth at the moment. Some of the Greeks are capitulating, but not going to lie, they seem to be holding a lot better than what I anticipated, particularly with this amount of artillery. Maybe the Ottoman artillery isn't renowned as I thought, compared to coming from my Russian/Soviet campaign, which I've done. But maybe once we get better quality artillery pieces and they gain experience, they'll be able to pack a punch a little bit more. Also, if you want to get a POV shot of a rifle here, just press insert on your keyboard and you can see your units miss quite a bit. Okay, only a couple more units holding, but if it continues at this rate, we're going to win by simple arithmetic and attrition. We're taking more of them out than we are. Protecting our general as well behind the building, which is smart. And yeah, most of their forces are now in a full retreat. Nice. We won a glorious victory against the Greeks. And we'll give chase. Alright, let's siege them out in Athens now. So let's continue that. And we've even got more reinforcements as well. I don't think they've got another army, so I guess we'll try and starve them out a bit. We've got more additional reinforcements coming. And there's some more nodes over here in the Black Sea that I want to try and grab. Alright, welcome to the top of the turn. It is now winter, and we'll fight this one for the Battle of Athens. So here is the Siege of Athens. The Greeks are giving their final stand here. If we're successful here today, Athens and all of Greece will once again be under Ottoman occupation. I'm sure the British, the French, the Entente and the Allies won't be happy with Greece falling again. Let's hope they don't respond in naval invade. Just trading artillery fire back and forth at the moment. Cavalry's charging. Once again, just throwing my cavalry into the thick of it. If it can disrupt their own cavalry, artillery, and generals, I tend to sacrifice my cavalry quite a bit in this mod. So we've softened them up, destroying the full stack outside of Athens. And now we're largely facing the defending garrison. Athens' only ally is the Serbs, so they might respond, but it might be a little bit too late. They're starting to advance now over our artillery fire. I'm going to press insert on the keyboard with the unit. I want to get some POV shots. Alright. Most of the time, the shots are incredibly wayward, so it's nearly not worth watching it. But the Ottoman infantry are really, really holding. I seem to be more impressed with the infantry more than the artillery in this, if I'm being honest. We're holding back the first couple of initial waves. Here comes the second. But basically, in most total wars, bigger army diplomacy wins, just as a rule of thumb. Like, if you've simply got more men, quite often, unless you got really good heavy cavalry or counter stuff, the bigger army will win. In this, it's artillery. Whoever has the most amount of artillery pieces usually wins. And in the Great War mod, artillery has unlimited ammunition, which I don't think it should, but I guess it's meant to simulate trench warfare to some extent. Okay, so we've won here today, and we do have an opportunity to puppet Greece, but I think we want to go with imperial conquest and territorial gains. So now we will control Athens. And it does look like the Serbs have actually sent down a reactionary force, which is interesting. They wanted to liberate their Orthodox comrades, I suppose. So what we'll do now is we'll make more plans and preparations to this time strike into Belgrade. Okay, so we've actually spotted the Russian Navy in the Black Sea. We are currently at war with the Ruskies, so kind of hope we don't get intercepted. If I can somehow go around them, actually we might be able to hit them here. Actually, we've got a big enough fleet, so let's do that. I thought it was a little bit more dangerous, but that's alright when it's only one ship. And we'll go in there and try and grab those nodes if we can. We have left the Bosporus vulnerable, but we'll see. We've also got some new Turkish units that we can get as well. Oh wow, we've got snipers here. There's some really, really cool units. So we'll upgrade the barracks if we can get better quality Turkish units. I actually don't know which is like the best faction in this mod. Like most of the infantry like overall is pretty solid. I think Germany's probably the strongest faction. Anyway, now that we have Greece under our control, we've managed to get a hold of their vital and crucial Mediterranean maritime trade lanes. So we're going to be able to trade throughout the Med quite significantly. Oh, okay, so the Russian Navy is actually trading in the Black Sea here. Can we throw them off these nodes? Because if we can become the dominant power in the Black Sea, that would be ideal. We might even try an audacious amphibious invasion of Crimea, potentially. Because I do want to try and liberate the ethnic Tatars there, who will be very, very accommodating to Turkish rule. I'm sure there's small pockets of Turkish communities throughout the Balkans and even Greece to some extent, which will be okay with our rule. Okay, currently just trading at the moment, building up our navy. We've got a full stack here in Greece, but the Serbs have actually come down here. The main army's moved back as we're giving chase. So we've got one army now pushing north. We've got two in operation. They've fled, but we might be able to get in range. We will. So we're going to have a battle against the Serbs here. Interesting. We might be able to take our first piece of Balkan territory again. Let's go. The Turks versus the Serbs. Here we go. The battle for the Balkans is about to begin. Always a battle royale here. I've managed to flank around with my cavalry, and if this works out, which I think it will, we're going to get an outstanding cavalry flank. We're attacking their general staff, and we're neutralizing their artillery as well. They are not performing well on the battlefield. It is an absolute decimation here of their army. Our artillery, there's a lot more of it, is nearly unstoppable. We've got 15, roughly, artillery pieces just going to absolute town. I think like 5, 6, 7 units is probably enough to defend. Like, I like to have artillery-based armies because they're so good. And look at this, we are just absolutely decimating anything that comes near us. Look at that. We're throwing them back from whence they came. Nice. I kind of feel bad because they were doing a thing for the Greeks. They were trying to stop the conquest. If they were able to unite, they probably would have given us a bit of a run for our money. The battlefield's not very conducive for them. They're actually running downhill. Oh, we managed to kill the enemy general. And it looks like most of their army now is in a full retreat. They're not going to be able to hold much longer. Hey, they capitulated. Nice. We should be able to march upon the capital. Really solid victory. And we've crushed their main army. Alright, so we've sent up a bit of a defensive block there. We've got some units holding the Bosporus as well. We've got more naval ships coming. We've got a full stack in Greece. We're going to try and grab some of these nodes in North Africa. We should be okay. I don't think the French or the British Navy is going to be down there. We are allied with the Austrians, of course. I'm surprised they actually didn't attack Serbia, because sometimes they can like really rush for them. We had the opportunity to pop at them, but we're not. And we're going to bring Belgrade and Serbia back once again under Ottoman occupation. The Turks are now back in the Balkans, baby. And now we're sort of bordering Austrian territory, so Unless we attack them, which I'm kind of open to do. I kind of want Vienna. So, we'll see how we go. Okay, unfortunately, that naval ship I was sending to North Africa actually got intercepted by the French Navy, which is kinda cringe, but, whatever. That's now been sunk and scuttled, which is a shame. Okay, so I'm actually open to like peace with some of these powers. I think it's pretty hard-coded. Yeah, you can't seem to make peace in this mod that easily. Okay, there's been a rebellion in Serbia. Typical. From what I've noticed, they've actually made these rebel battles a lot easier, which I kind of like. It can be a little bit silly. For example, we destroyed one Serbian army, then the garrison. So they actually spawned with more than what they had. But it's not too difficult. Alright, let's march against this and finish the last of the rebel scum. Yeah, like, that's quite a large army. I actually think manually playing that would be a lot harder. But you get like a rebel bonus. Alright, let's move back to Belgrade. Alright, so I think we need to open up another front. We can't really go north from Serbia. I don't want to attack Italy, even though it's a part of my victory conditions. I think I'd rather focus on who we're actually at war with, the Russians and stuff. And to get up to that Crimean territory, we're going to have to go through Romania. So we currently got 3 armies in operation now. We've got a new one coming from Istanbul. But we're going to have a battle against the Romani. We're going to push over the Danube and try and bring it under our control. So Athens has fallen, same with Belgrade. We're holding in Serbia. Now we're opening up another front against the Romanians, which are fighting in a really cool blue color scheme. Really big battle here. Massive test for us. Let's go. The Turks are battling the Romani. The battle for Bucharest is well and truly underway as Turkish artillery pound their position with mortars, howitzers, and light siege guns. Just bombarding Bucharest at the moment with a bunch of artillery, and infantry are holding. They're currently trying to form some sort of defense and fire back at us. But once Romania falls, we're going to be able to push upon the Crimea and maybe even liberate some of that Crimean territory. The Turkish mortars are firing away and doing a superb job at that. I think it's worth diversifying what types of artillery you've got. Looks like the Romani are going to try and charge against our infantry, though. That is a brazen cavalry charge. And only 3 have actually made it before getting wiped out. Just trying to take out the cavalry that are just throwing themselves waves after waves against us. That's a wild miss shot. How did you do that? How did you shoot that high up there? The infantry are trying to make their way to us, but they're just not successful. Yeah, I think having like a different variety of infantry and artillery that have quicker reloads, have the range, have different impacts, seems to be working quite better than just having the one artillery piece. Oh, wow. Just trading at the moment with my infantry, but some of them have been decimated. They got caught in the fire, but some are holding quite well.
We have killed their general, sir.
Yeah, once you have artillery supremacy as well, even though you are attacking, every battle seems to turn in. Every offensive battle turns to be a defensive one. Because they want to stop that artillery fire hitting them with impunity, so they just charge. But it looks like Romania is about to fall. Once Bucharest has fallen, we're going to find very little resistance, you would imagine, in Moldova. At this time period in WW1, it is under the control of the Bucharest administration. But so far, we are slowly but surely, one piece at a time, rebuilding the Ottoman Empire and making us not the sick man of Europe. We're going to be the healthy man of Europe. The Ottoman Empire is back, baby. Alright. Looks like we got some more reinforcements coming in, and our artillery is just out of range. So, we've won the first offensive here. It looks like we might need to advance and fight off this second skirmish here. Alright. I've given the order for my infantry to charge, and we're currently battling it out against the last of Romania's finest. Looks like they're about to be pushed back. They do have a lot of units coming in though. Some of these POV shots are terrible. How are they missing so much? I think some of these guys need to be hitting the target range a little bit more. Oh god. Great. But so far, pretty solid first part. Alrighty. We're losing a little bit here, but we are going to win overall. Okay, so Bucharest has fallen to the Turks, to the Ottoman Empire. We'll run down the last remaining stragglers now. And we've managed to occupy a huge chunk here. In Romania, we've managed to secure vital oil supplies, and we're going to be able to ship that out from a new port we've got on the Black Sea. Oh my god, why is there so many there? They've really fortified and dug in to protect the last one. I've never seen anything like that. Alright, we've got a rebellion here, so we're going to have to deal with that before we can push on. Man, this mod is so harsh with rebellions. It really tries to delay your advance and rapid expansion. I like it. I like the adversity. I like it a lot. Yeah, sometimes this mod can really throw a spanner in the works. Like, we've been dealing with rebellions constantly. And we should be okay, though. Alright, let's try and run down the last of them, as we do have the bonus against rebels. Nicely done. Starting to raid their own stuff. Interesting. Resistance is futile. Come back, you rebel scum, because we are the Empire. The Ottoman Empire. And then we'll march on Moldova. Oh no, what is this? Italy? Out of nowhere. Oh, and Germany's broken their alliance with us. You're joking. The Austro-Hungarians there. Oh, no. Italy, like, if you're playing as Britain or France, you can quite often get them on your side. It's pretty hard. I couldn't... maybe if you're playing... Actually, to be fair, I think playing as Germany, you can get them on your side. Italy are a bit of a wild card in this. I believe they joined the Entente late, didn't they? Same with, like, Japan. The Allies. Yeah, I couldn't get them on my side in Germany. Oh my god. Paris has fallen to the Germans? Wow. That's really bad, because I wanted to go against the Ruskies. Oh, no. Maybe they've got a bit of a bias. Well, to be fair, they would have wanted Albanian territory, because Mussolini invaded there. And obviously, maybe in Algeria they probably want, because that was a former... Oh, yeah, because we had to give up Algeria. No, it was a Turkish colony that we took, didn't it? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, so it looks like Italy's really coming after us. That's so annoying, because I haven't really got a military there. Oh, no. That's actually massive, because they've got a massive navy compared to me. This has thrown a bit of a spanner in the campaign, because I thought I'd be able to push against the Russians. I nearly hit my victory conditions, but now we've got to push back and deal with the Italian insurgency. Oh, wow. What a twist. Okay, well, we'll mobilize the forces in Serbia, and we might actually have to delay the advance into Romania to some extent. We're going to have to be a little bit cautious. Maybe they got on. We'll just push to the border, like, because once we get up here, we're going to be fighting Russians on the border. Oof, bit of an oof. And oh, they've landed. They're going to take Athens. Like, I can't stop that. Italy has navally invaded Greece, and they want to liberate them. Oh my. What a crazy turn of events. Well, we've been playing for an hour or so now, and with this Italy invasion, this is how are we going to deal with this? Because we're going to have to build up a navy, we might actually have to attack from the north rather than navally invading the south. Okay, so I feel like this campaign can probably go with another part. So, we're going to continue this campaign with another videos. So we're going to wrap things up here today. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed this type of content, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content like this. If you haven't already, check out my Russian and Soviet Union video on the Great War mod. Also, if you want more additional content, check out my YouTube members only playlist for some extra videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.